So, hi! Welcome to the very first full episode of Femboy Art. Full episodes? Why? I am actually working on a pretty big project, learning digital arts video. And since it really needs a lot of time, I didn't just want to not make any content at all. So here I am, filming a little filler episode. Actually changing my camera setup a bit, which has still the little cable here then in front of me. Well, anyway, I am sure every artist has traded spit with one of those in their lifetime. And for those who do not know, this little mannequin here is supposed to help with proportional studies and anatomy. Essentially what you want to do is pose this little man here in, well, some kind of pose you want him to be in. And so you can then draw the pose out on paper. Now, every artist that has ever used one of those can tell you this does not work. Those figurines are way too stiff. The hand position can only be basically this kind of hand and nothing else. And just in general, those figurines are not nice to work with. Now, as a Christmas present, I have gotten those things here. Those here essentially try to get the same point across, but effectively. You can already see through the package. First of those are for males and female or human body, so that is a good start. But you can also see that the bodies themselves are way more detailed, and over here you have actually the different options for hands, fists, hands, etc. Now, in this video I wanted to review those figurines a little bit, ask the questions if those things are even worth it, and I will try to get a good looking product out of them. With that, let's free them from their shell. So here we have our first subject of interest. The male figurine, if you couldn't tell, should be pretty obvious. But hey, if you need a reminder on how a human male looks, you can always just look at my male anatomy tutorial. Yeah, whatever. Let's get to looking at this thing. Now, first off, obviously, we have the figure. The figure itself. Well, just from the first perspective, I'll be honest, this one does seem better to draw. This one is way too detailed to just do a simple posing exercise or something. However, if you do want to get anatomically technical, well, maybe you can see it a bit here. Yeah. This guy is detailed to every muscle in the body. This one is definitely more for anatomical practice and such. And we have here a little arm to prop this guy up together with a platform. We'll lay this aside, and probably something a little bit more interesting. Those are different in the hand form. So you can actually also practice drawing hands. We also have some feet form that I frankly don't quite know why they are needed, but maybe I will find out. Now, let's look if the female one looks any different. And as you could probably assume, not really any different, except, well, the body is that of a female, but that is really the extent of it. We still have the arm, the platform, and however, and even the same hand shapes. And still the 2 feet that I do not know why they are in here. Again, however, the anatomy on this body is pretty impressive. Not as impressive as the male form, which is simply because females often do not have as accentuated muscles. However, I can still definitely say this figure shows an enormous knowledge of the female anatomy. It's something I quite honestly personally struggle with. So hey, maybe this will actually help me. Now, let's prop them both up and look at them, shall we? Now, the steps to actually using the figures are easy. Post the figures, take photos, and draw. I tried out a few ideas until something really stuck with me. And for the main figure, my final judgment fell on more of a heroic pose, striking their palm out into the sky, with their other hand balled up into the fist behind their head, ready to strike whatever stands before them. For the female figure, I tried something else. Something way more difficult as well. Again, I tried a few things, but I couldn't find something I was really happy with, until I had the idea of a more acrobatic pose, flying through the air in a black foot motion, one leg angled upwards and the arms thrown behind to get more speed. And with both figures ready and their pictures taken, the only thing left for me is to pick up a pen and paper and start working on the drawings. Now, I actually intended to have both artworks as speed paints, but since I am an idiot, I forgot to hit the record button while making the female drawing. I hope it is not an issue. With that out of the way, I will use this segment of the video to actually talk about the figures themselves and how good they actually were. Getting the positives out of the way first, they are surprisingly versatile. You can move pretty much every part of their body in any way you desire them to be in. Plus, with the arm that comes with both of them, you can even try out some more experimental poses, like I did with the female figure. And they are even relatively cheap for the actually high quality of the figures. You can find them both together for around $40. And lastly, they are in almost every way better than the classic wooden mannequin I showed at the start of the video. About the not so nice things I have to talk about, I don't know why, and maybe that's just a me issue. It was very difficult for me to pose the figures the way I wanted them to be in. Their limbs constantly falling off and just struggling to get them in just the right position. To say the truth, I was still not 100% satisfied with the poses how they are. It just felt like they needed just that little bit of adjustment that just wasn't possible. And this may sound weird to non-artists, hell, maybe even some artists, but the figures are too accurate. Let me elaborate. Often you may want to break the rules of anatomy a little bit to make the drawing more dynamic. Drawing something that is away from the camera more small than it should actually be. If you actually do want to use the figure only, this could be an issue. And related to that, they are hyper detailed. If you just want to study simple posing, this could be an issue for people who concentrate on details too much, such as myself. So, figures like these could not possibly show that effectively. This maybe in 10 or so years, our technology is not so advanced. Really, the best anatomical reference are just pictures of actual humans. Well, with that, I hope this video was watchable. The products I produced are acceptable, and with that I hope you have a great day, and bye.